If you're looking for a laugh while cleaning a roof, got to kill some time making windows sublime, you got the right plan with Ryan and Dan. Welcome to the Uncleanables Podcast.
There's a platform there.
Right. Welcome back to another episode of the Uncleanables Podcast, and you would have listened to our brand new jingle, our intro jingle.
Let us know what you think.
We've also got a pretty cool new segment. Have you got your statistics ready for the segment later on?
Yeah.
I haven't got mine ready, but I can look
Mate,
mine
statistics is one number. You just need one number.
Yeah. But I haven't looked.
Anyway.
Yeah. So new segment coming into the podcast. Do you think we should start with the new segment?
It's naked mud wrestling.
Should we start with the new segment or do it near the end?
Go for it. Let them know now.
So the new segment is, I'm going to press my pretend button to play the jingle.
It's time for how many customers have you added to your business this week?
And the new jingle says, if you didn't catch it, how many customers have you added to your business this week? Now,
That's just the ghost, don't worry about it.
As you all will know, this year and next year, I'm trying to grow my business into multiple vans, multiple staff members, level of revenue. And as such, marketing has commenced, started. So we thought a fun way of implementing that growth when it gets a little bit stressful is just going to be a little competition with you guys at home as well. We want your comments in the comment section with how many customers you've added to your business this week.
Yep.
There is no prizes. It's just for fun. Unless I win, then I'll probably give myself a prize.
It's just healthy competition, and also I think if you look at it like that about adding people, like you know that you have to hit a target. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to get my statistics up now. So Dan, if you want to start with how many customers have you added to your business?
So I'll tell you what, before we go on any further, can we absolutely watertight the rules? Make the rules watertight. So if one customer gives you 4 houses to clean windows on, is that 4 or 1?
What do you mean? If a customer gives you 4 houses,
so I've had a customer.
That's 4 new jobs.
So is it
Number
jobs or
of
customers?
jobs.
Number of jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm 4.
Yeah. What is that from one customer?
2 customers.
Okay.
Rolling on.
This week of November, which I know we're only on the 4th, but I've only had 2.
Okay.
2 this week.
He's done. He's out. He's retired. Game over, mate. I win.
I didn't realise I can't look this up weekly. I can only look it up monthly.
Right.
So I'll probably just have to start.
Would you write it down on the whiteboard?
Tracking that.
So look, 2 and 4. Okay. Do you know what? If you really wanna break it down, it's 2 for me. Because I'm getting my wires crossed because I quoted about a month ago and only won it the other day, but then I quoted one last week and won it this week. Does that make sense? No, start of this week and won it at the late part of the week.
Yeah, because we record this on a Monday, so we'll do...
Last week.
We'll do like Tuesday to Monday, yeah.
So it's 2.
2. Okay, so we're equal. We're equal. Lovely, we like that.
What are you looking at?
I'm just seeing if I can... I'll have a look more into it, see if I can break that down weekly.
So every week now we just need to obviously write down who we're getting, put it down, and then we'll say it in the pod. Guys, obviously, it's something to bounce off of, and if we're doing something and tearing away, or if you're doing a lot better than us and adding 5 or 6, then obviously let us know in the comments.
It'd be interesting to know how many customers you've added and how you've added them. So obviously I'm doing the Facebook ads at the moment. I have got one of those 2 that I've added was today, and I'm pretty sure I just had another text message saying, can I sign up?
Oh really?
So that might become 3 today. Well,
that's fantastic.
As of next week, I'm on 1 already. Well. I've just sprayed the doors with hypo because it's all gone a bit mouldy. Because I'm going to open it because of the way the airflow goes and it's stinging my eyeballs, which is not great, but keeping it moving. Here he is. So yeah, cool new segment of the podcast. A little staple to how we're going to be running the podcast from now on. Cool new jingle. Very excited. What's been going on this week with you, Big Dan?
Mate, so I went up to these garages for this customer and started smashing them out. So 11 garages. So this is interesting because I need your opinion on this. So 11 garages, I look like Donald Trump in it. So I had 11 garages. So I had 11 garages in front of me. So I popped all the doors. Some of them are new doors, some of them are old. I didn't know. Obviously, it's all a learning curve. When you take the lock off, the lock's different sizes. Obviously, I didn't know. So I've just gone on Amazon and ordered a load. Then I've had to order another load, something else, because one of them's locked. It's called a jiggle key. So I'm because I don't like paying for people to do something that I think I can do. So I'll research it. Obviously, like things I know I can't do, I won't bother.
Reading and writing.
Yeah, like hygiene.
Like, get yourself dressed in the morning.
But I thought to myself, mate, I feel like I'm gonna die.
Yeah, it's all right. Man up. Who needs eyeballs?
Die at the unit. Be a man. And so jiggle key. Anyway, all of this sort of stuff. On the roof, there was it was massively overgrown. On the last two where the bushes were, and I'm talking about soil build up on the roofs, like insane. I reckon no exaggeration, I reckon I cleared 1/4 ton off of these two roofs, mate. It was insane. Bushes, trees, debris.
The roof's all right, is it?
Yeah, good as gold. Because they're concrete slats, so they can probably go an awful lot of weight. Because it's spread out.
Are they concrete corrugated?
Concrete corrugated and on concrete joists. So potentially asbestos. Yeah. Obviously, just don't break them. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So just don't lick them or sniff them or anything.
Can you not crush them up?
No.
Oh right.
No.
So that's what I was on. So anyway, I've done a couple of little bits of repair on them because where the backs they were leaking a bits and pieces. So I've done a little bit of render thingy. But the last two where all the soil was, mate, no exaggeration. It's literally soil. And I'm sitting there and I think to myself, so when you look at it, you know them green roofs you get in London with all the moss above?
Eco roofs, yeah.
It's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, I think at that point it's actually doing more good than harm. Because if there's any cracks or breaks, I don't think the water would even get through. Because the moss will absorb it.
Potentially. If it got so wet though, it would. But I mean, it's a garage. I don't think any greenery is meant to be on a roof, eco or not. I just don't think it's a good idea.
No?
No, because roots will grow into anything. Like if you've got concrete that's cracked from roots and you think the concrete's stronger than the roots, you've got another thing coming. The roots will always find a way.
Yeah.
And if you've got that on the roof, it might be fine now, but your customer might rent them out and then the roof leaks and someone's belongings get destroyed, and it's just not a good position to be in.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, I know there's insurances and stuff, but you don't really want it. And that much soil and greenery could potentially cause some subsidence in the walls as it gets heavier on one side. So, yeah, I think you've done the right thing removing it. Have you removed it?
I've removed an awful lot of it, but there's like I said, there's like the mossy bit, there's like the eco bit, and I was looking at it thinking, I don't really know, because like, is it hiding a multitude of sins? Is it hiding damages that if I cleaned it all off and made it spick and span, would it start leaking like a sieve? And the only thing really holding it together is the moss. So that's really what I was kind of sitting there.
It's a catch-22, isn't it? Like, yeah, that could potentially be the problem if you remove it all. But do you start as you mean to go on? You know, if they're being rented out, then really you want them in as best possible condition.
Yeah.
To protect your back more than anything.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because, God forbid, someone put their stuff in there and then it fell down or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, that's the worst.
I know it's only stuff, but it's just a problem you don't need.
It's still drama, isn't it? You don't really need,
for the sake of like probably half a day's work. I mean, it's take you an hour to get rid of it all, and then if there's any patch repairs that need doing, I don't think it's going to be structurally unsound.
No, it's not structurally unsound at all.
And if there's no water in there at the moment, chances of you removing soil and there then being water is quite low.
Slim, isn't it? Yeah.
Unless you stand on the roof and crack something as you're pulling it off.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think.
But yeah, that's my week, bro. What about your week?
So I've been mega busy.
Yeah, but you've been smashing it. Is it all from the adverts or not?
No. Just out. No, I've spoken to a couple of people that have had the same sort of phenomenon. where just out of nowhere,
phenomenal.
Out of nowhere, just work started pouring in.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been, so I've booked up to the end of November now, which doesn't seem like a long time, it's 4 weeks. But historically, this time of year is quite quiet.
Very quiet.
But do you remember last year? And the same thing happened. We done like 3 roofs in 1 week.
Yeah.
It was all this sort of time of year. So I've been pretty busy with a multitude of different things. I've done a conservatory in and out. Found out another local cleaner quoted that when I put the photo up, and there was 20 quid between me and him.
And you were cheaper already?
Yeah, I was actually cheaper, but he did say he quoted it because he didn't want it. So there's that. So yeah, I've had a few different jobs going on. We've done. I had that big roof and driveway job beginning of last week that you helped me on the roof with. That was good.
That came up an absolute dream.
Yeah.
That was a great job.
Then I've done a free job Wednesday for YouTube, which was just a little patio, but really, really grimy and some brick walls. That came up really nice, and that video will be out in a few weeks' time. Then I think Thursday I had that conservatory. Friday I had the conservatory. I've had a few different things. Then this week, today, I've had a bit of a shocker of a day, to be fair with you. It's, I was meant to do a job this morning. Got there, customer wasn't in. She'd gone out for coffee. I was like, I'm not sitting around waiting for her. She said she's going to be half an hour. So I went off and done the rest of it, rearranged.
Why would you go out for a coffee when you're meeting someone?
No, I don't know. It winds me up, mate. But it was quite a big chunk of today's income that has been rearranged, which is quite annoying, but it is what it is. Over the weekend, I bought my daughter a new bed and a new wardrobe, so I felt like Dan the man over the weekend putting together a flat pack.
How'd it go?
It went well, and I wasn't doing it in a paid for setting, so I wasn't, doing it quickly. But I started at like 8:30, 9 and finished at 6. But
what did you build? A bed?
So that was, it's called a loft bed, so the bed's high up, you go up ladders to get to the bed, and underneath the bed she's got wardrobe, 2 drawers on one end with like cubby holes, then a desk, and then 3 drawers under the desk.
I built one of them as well, yeah.
Really, really cool. I went down to Tool Station and bought some LED lights as well, installed them, 5-metre LED lights. I didn't realise when I bought them, but they actually react to sound.
Yeah.
So when she's like putting her music on, they're like dancing and whatnot. It's really, really cool. She loves it. And then the wardrobes are the same wardrobes that I've got in my bedroom, but skinnier because they had to fit behind the door. And they're only for kids' clothes anyway. So then there was 2 of them. But because they're skinnier, you can't get a clothes rail. For some reason, you have to get this weird like sideways clothes rail. So I had to install clothes rails myself as well. So I've done that. And then we bought foam flooring, like foam mats, Eva mats they're called. And then installed them into the empty spaces.
Mate, well done. Yeah. You've been busy.
I'm really busy.
I bet the room looks brand new now, doesn't it?
It looks incredible, yeah.
Yeah, well done,
really,
bro.
really happy with it. But that took up like my whole weekend.
Decent.
Saturday night after building that flat pack, I was so tired. We've got a new baby, so that plays a part, and I was up from 4:30. But I was so tired, I was talking to Zoe and I fell asleep mid-conversation.
Really?
Like literally
it's quite funny, isn't it?
Dropped down dead to the world.
Because normally she falls asleep when you talk to her.
Yeah.
Mate, as if
most people fall asleep when I talk to her.
Mid-conversation, that's
yeah,
mental.
mid-conversation, falling asleep. 3 times it happened, she kept waking me up.
Because he's after building a thingy?
Yeah, this was after the day of building.
So when I say I'm tired after flat pack, big man, you've got to understand it.
Yeah. It was hard work. So that was the weekend, then today uneventful. Tomorrow I've got 2 roof cleans on my own.
But they're like halves, you said.
It's just the fronts, yeah. But the first one, we're doing the front of the roof, clean and bio. I'm hoping that takes no longer than an hour once the tower's set up, and then I've got to do a little front section. It's not a driveway.
Let me jump on that while you just said it, right?
Go on.
So setting up a tower, yeah?
Yeah.
So at what point will you start to consider a cherry picker or a towable tower is more efficient than setting up a tower?
I think you've got to be doing 4 roofs a week.
So do you think that's where you're at?
Yeah, so if I was doing 3 roofs a week, I'd just employ someone.
Yeah.
And then like when me and you set up the tower, it's 10 minutes?
Yeah, so I think exactly along these lines. Like, I think a tower is no time at all for a very small investment.
But I used the cherry picker with Jason.
Yeah.
That took longer to set up than the tower, if not near on the same amount of time. Because you've got to pull it up, you've got to then unhook it from the van, you got to push it into position, put the legs out, get them all down to the ground, then you like do them like 1 by or 2 by 2 because you've got to do the same, amount of movement until all of the spirit levels are level. Then obviously you've got to get in it and go up. And it was like the same time as I said, like by the time we'd done this, you could have just set the tower up.
I think probably they're only used really for like really horrible locations or horrible access, aren't they?
And
a sprawling roof.
Don't know whether they'd go down most side alleys as well.
So you can get spider cranes. Have you ever seen these?
Yeah, Silars use one of them.
So spider cranes, you get the skinny ones that are designed. Same as a micro digger as well.
They're probably, that would be a better investment, I think. But then again, like we've done a few jobs together, we've had to take the tower through the house. You couldn't do that with any of them. The spider crane doesn't take you high enough to do over. If you went for a slightly bigger cherry picker, you could go above the roof line and clean both sides.
So that Dunce has a cherry picker, doesn't he?
I don't think he owns one, I think he's hired one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, did you talk about his story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's bought it. I mean, they're like 50 grand. Those big ones. Those big ones are, yeah. The little one that Jason had.
Cherry picker transit we're talking about, aren't we?
I don't know, I was talking about actual...
No, because you can get a cherry picker transit, which
on the back of a van.
Yeah, so it's like it's the IAB with the
BT.
Yeah, the BT motors. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much they are. I'm sure they're expensive.
Do you know what made me think of it? I passed a electric van. You know, is it Eon or something like that? Have you ever seen the Land Rovers with the cherry picker on it?
No, I don't think so.
Phenomenal bits.
Oh
of kit.
No, I think I have.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like a pickup truck. It looks kind
exactly
of
like that, but it's like cut in half and all the rest of it. And it's just a little skinny one.
How high do they go though? You know.
I reckon
they're designed for like telegraph poles.
Yeah, I reckon they do a telegraph pole, and I think that's high enough.
I don't know whether a roof would be. And this goes down like I think cherry pickers are good to have in certain situations, but they're not efficient for every job.
Because you're driving around with it all day, isn't you?
Yeah, well, it's that, and also like they're great if you're just doing the front. So you knock up one position, you can probably just move the whole thing. And
I would say the idea is get one tall enough for you to go over the top.
Yeah, but then that's when you're nearing on 35 grand plus.
Well, just for the one, yeah.
The tall one, the really tall ones, yeah. Whereas, like I say, I don't think the tower, with 2 people, it's like quick as you like, the tower.
I think so.
It takes me about 20 minutes on my own to set up. So like, fortunately tomorrow I only have to set it up once.
Yeah, and then you're done.
So yeah, because I'm just doing the front and there's enough room to wheel it to. It's like a triangle at the front and then.
Gotcha.
There are 2 sides, so I have to do one side from one position, one side from the other position. So then that'll be done.
So that's tomorrow for you.
That's tomorrow, yeah, and then the rest of the week's busy. Next week's busy. Just busy, mate.
Busy doing what? What's like taking the...
So like I've got the roofs, I've got... I'll tell you, Wednesday I'm not very busy, but we're registering...
I asked you if there's a bottle of water in here, look.
It was covered by that bottle, 10%. I didn't see it. We're registering Violet's birth on Wednesday, so she becomes a real human being. 4 weeks after becoming...
Into the world.
I've got and then I've got first parents evening on Wednesday as well.
Parents evening?
Yeah.
Mate, what's going to happen?
Don't know.
Find
out whether I get to start beating my kids or not.
No, she's good as gold though, isn't she?
She's brilliant. No issues with her, mate. She's going to be fine.
So I went to Fort Park Saturday.
Yeah.
And if anyone's ever gone to Fort Park, there's a new ride. It's called Hysteria. I kept calling it Siberia. So anyway... There's a new ride called Hysteria, yeah? I am the worst geezer with names, yeah?
Does it look like a tiger?
Yeah, so anyway, we queue up and we get on Dysmorphia, right? And while we're in the queue, so while we're in this queue, you look up, if anyone's ever gone there and seen it, you'll know exactly what I mean. So it's the tallest and it's the fastest ride in the UK, right? Tallest and fastest ride. The whole thing is totally made to order, right? So it might sound weird saying that, but all the structure and everything, nothing, you can't make a smaller one out of the frame.
It's not flat pack.
No, but like, do you understand what I mean? Like, you can borrow some bits of maybe some roller coasters to build another bit, like Lego.
Yeah.
This is totally, absolutely every part of this is totally unique.
Right.
Right? It's giant. It's an absolute monster structure. And I'm looking at it thinking, mate, this is a serious amount of stuff to build this year. And I said to my missus, I went, I know how much it costs to build. Anyway, 2 girls in front of us were listening to us, and they said, and I went, what do you reckon? Like, because obviously they was listening to the conversation, and one of them was like, oh, I reckon it's $1 million. The other one said, I reckon it's 10 million. And I said, I reckon it's 4.7 million to build this year. Mrs. looks it up, £18 million to build this roller coaster.
I'd love to know how much money they make.
Right, so now it goes deeper, yeah? So anyway, one of the girls there, she said, oh, it's a, because when we pulled up to get to the car park, it said Fort Park full. And what that means is like, if you haven't got a ticket, that's it, because they sell them on the door.
Yeah, you can't buy one on the door.
You can't buy one on the door because it's full. She said Fort Park's occupancy is 17,000. That's how many tickets they sell before they're sold out. Mm-hmm. So I worked it out. It's 30 quid a ticket, yeah? £30 a ticket times 10,000 is 300 grand. Then times half of that for the 5 is now we're at 450. And now plus 60.
It's about 550 in it.
510.
Yeah.
So you're at 510 grand, yeah? Just on tickets alone. Bearing in mind bearing in mind you got to pay for your car park. Okay?
You got to pay for a car park?
Mate, you got to pay. It's only new apparently, but I think that's disgusting. So you got to pay for the car park, then you've got all the concessions, so you've got all the food and all the drink, yeah? Then you've got the mazes. I paid to go into a couple of mazes. Mate, if you've ever done a maze, I screamed like a woman within 10 seconds walking into the door.
I hate them.
It was the scariest thing I've ever done. So all of that, food, drink, etc. There's a hotel there. Then you've got all the merch and that, all the Nemesis and all the rest of it, right? I reckon it's $1 million a day. During Fright Night. During Fright Night, it's $1 million a day.
Yeah.
I think that is a serious amount.
But even if there's at half capacity, still like 700 grand, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Because it was, yeah.
It'll be so it's half a bar. It's half a million just on the entrance alone. So if you got half occupancy is 250. Still £250,000.
Yeah. I read somewhere, I think once, and I might be butchering this, but theme parks don't make much money on the ticket sales. Where they make their money is like the gift store merch,
I can believe
food,
that.
photos, the stuff that doesn't really cost them anything, and then like the money for the tickets just pays the staff and new rides or whatever, new attractions.
There's a lot of business models that do that.
Yeah,
I think there are actually some great. I
think that's what people don't realise sometimes, that if you when you want to grow a business, you've got to stop thinking about how much money each thing makes and how much money your business makes as a whole. Because imagine if window cleaning didn't make any money, you just covered your costs, right? But then everything else you offered as a business was where your money was made.
Yeah.
How many people in the wrong mindset would go, well, I'm not going to take on window cleaning customers, that don't make me any money.
Yeah, totally.
But all of those customers are then worth gutter empty, soffit and facial clean, pressure washing, roof clean, that those are the services that make you money. But instead of taking on the business that isn't great, it just covers costs or whatever.
No, I know what you mean,
Yeah, it's like a mindset thing, but if you want to grow to that next level,
yes,
needs to be.
Are you familiar with the menus in the pubs? Are you familiar with this?
I think you've told me something.
So there's staples that don't earn any money. And then there's, I think on a menu in a pub, I think there's only 2 things that earns good money, and the rest of them are just cover their costs, because the idea is you've got to buy booze when you're in there. Yeah,
I guess that's a bit of a shitty model to have, though.
But I think that's kind of across the board how it works.
Well, because the woman listening to a few business podcasts that have restaurants on, and
no, they're saying it's a pub.
Yeah, well, it's still a restaurant, isn't it?
No, I'd argue that.
Their advice is always, if you got to break down the meal to each individual ingredient cost. Yeah. And if it doesn't make 40% profit, you just take it off the menu completely.
Really?
Yeah. Because I get what you're saying. The food, the nice food brings in people, and I guess that's a smart way of doing it. But I think it's still very risky as well, because I'd go to the pub and I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah. But for every 1,000 people that drink alcohol, there's one you.
I don't think that's true.
Well, you think there's... Mate, everyone drinks.
I know loads of people that don't drink.
Yeah, because you don't drink.
No, when we was interviewing people at the expo, How many people said, I don't drink?
Yeah, but they're all
that was almost all of them.
Yeah, because they're all external cleaners, mate, and they're all weirdos.
You're an external cleaner.
No, I know. But like, that's like saying, oh, I play Warhammer. And you go, yeah, but no one plays Warhammer. And I'm like, yeah, but I know 5,000 people. Like, of course I know. That's my circle.
That's not, I don't go around, I'm not in a circle of people that don't drink.
You're in a weird circle,
I don't go around going, do you drink? Because I want to be friends with you, but I can only be friends with you if you don't drink.
It's called the Fanta Club.
I just think more and more people aren't drinking.
Do you think?
Yeah, mainly probably because like our parents just gave us really bad psychological isses.
Is that what? No, you don't drink you don't drink because of that.
No,
you don't drink because you're tight.
I just don't know. There's got to be something behind it. Why more and more people aren't drinking? Like nightclubs are closing, bars are closing. People aren't going out anymore.
I think there's an explanation to it, and I'm going to take a wild stab at it. But it's a long shot, and I'll probably get shot down for saying it. Yeah, I think it's just a byproduct of inflation, personally. And you can sit there and go like, look exactly the same as the housing market.
I get what you're saying, right? But if you look at the statistics on drinking, there's more alcohol involved in lower class neighbourhoods than there are in the higher class neighbourhoods. It's the people with less money that drink more.
Do you mean binge drinking?
No, it don't matter. The more alcohol is sold to working class people than they are to
I think that needs a little bit more. I think you need to
I don't know. I'm not claiming to be an expert, but basically, the council estates drink more than in nice areas.
Maybe on like a Tuesday night.
That is the facts.
Yeah,
that is the facts. Think about it. You get wine. Like you don't see fucking rich people that are winos, do you? Yeah. It's always fucking.
Yeah, mate. I've gone skiing with rich people, smashing.
Yeah, obviously
wine.
People drink.
No, but I don't mean like.
I'm saying in general, there's more alcohol in poorer areas. So it's not to do with the cost of it.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. I get what you're saying.
It's something to do again. I'm going to butcher the explanation, but it's something like during the Great Depression, sales of alcohol went up.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So like when everyone's losing their jobs and all their money's gone and they're worth fuck all and the stock market's fucked, they still go out and buy alcohol.
Yeah. Totally. It's to commemorate or commiserate, isn't it?
Well,
congratulate or commiserate. It does make a lot of sense, really. And it's like I found that as well. Like, so I'm off the booze during the week now. I'm only doing it on the weekends. So what I do is like I stockpile it all up, just fucking knock it back.
Eyeball shot it.
Yeah, just get it in there, just IV it. As soon as I wake up Friday, it's like it's the weekend. No, so like I started doing this just for the winter, just try and get back on track a little bit and just put a little bit more put a bit of strictness into the routine, because it was all starting to fucking muddle into one. Do you know what I mean?
But this is the whole thing. Why do you think less people are drinking? Because it fucks with your life, man. I'm not against drinking, but like you were saying it now, like if you drink during the week, everything sort of gets a little bit muddled. Everything gets a little bit more difficult to do.
No. You're putting words in my mouth. No, it's not. I'm not saying the drink was everything. It wasn't. What I'm saying is I'm in the gym 5 days a week and I'm doing boxing. Yeah, and it's like I'm doing this and I'm not doing that.
Why are you still a pussy?
I'm changing everything. Who said I'm a pussy? I'll change everything.
I'll box you out now, big man.
What do you mean? No, like I've changed everything. Like drinking's just one of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying, if you still went home and you had 3 beers, you'd less likely be going to the gym the next day because you'd feel a bit shit.
Yeah. But also, if I woke up and I didn't go to the gym, I'd have a beer. But it's not because I want a beer; it's because I haven't gone to the gym. It's both in both, isn't it?
Yeah.
It goes either way.
But like, are you punishing yourself with the beer by not going to the gym?
No, I'm fucking loving it.
Or are you rewarding yourself? Because what's the reward?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, it doesn't make sense, does it?
No, I just think if I'm down. I've lost today. Like if today's
just make it worse.
Yeah, like if today's going bad, like if you crashed your van.
Yeah, I just don't get that, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, no,
like even when I did drink, I didn't come home from a hard day and want to drink. Drink for me was always just like a good time thing. It weren't like if I had a bad day, I weren't like I'm gonna have
We should get Ad on here. We should get Ad on here
he
loves a beer, man.
But yeah, I just don't understand it, because for me it was never.
So what's your vice then? What do you do?
At the moment?
Yeah, do you play Xbox? That's an escape.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, I guess. Oh, I'll play about 2 games a day, if I'm lucky. At the moment, I woke up at 4:30 and managed to get an hour in. I didn't wake up at 4:30 to play PlayStation, but that's not why I done it. I just happened to wake up early.
Just on full volume, your bird's laying in bed sleeping.
And the baby's like jamming. Just fucking joining in.
But yeah, no, I don't. It's interesting about younger people.
I don't have advice, but I feel like I'm a lot more laser focused.
Yeah, I think this is where you're going wrong.
But I'm not where I want to be. Like when you talk
Do you want to sit here?
No. When you're saying like you've been skiing with these wealthy people that drink, well, they're like. No, I'm not saying they're where they want to be, but if I had 100 grand in the bank, I might have a drink on a Friday. I don't know if that makes sense if I'm getting my point across.
Yeah.
Like, if I was a lot further to the position I wanted to be in, I might not be as strict with myself.
Yeah, but what are you doing? What are you doing on a Friday night at 9 o'clock that's going to make you money? Like, what are you doing?
It's not what I'm doing at 9 o'clock on a Friday. It's what the drink would do to me the next day.
Yeah, but how much are you drinking?
Well, it don't matter. I could have 1 drink and I wouldn't feel as good the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I feel golden.
Like, yeah, because you drink.
Yeah.
Have a year off and have 1 beer, see how it affects you.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
It will. Like, I've not drunk in, there'll be 3 years in Christmas. Apart from when I was on holiday. Like,
yeah, but do you do it?
That's not real,
yeah, but do you do it because you don't want to drink, or do you do it just to tell people that you don't drink?
I don't tell people unless it comes up. I don't do it for a reason. I just have no intent. Like, it just doesn't bother me. I'm not like someone who's like, oh, I've got to stay off it.
Yeah, no,
like you put it in front of me and it's not going to bother me. You offer me one and I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, no, entirely.
It's not. It doesn't have a control over me. I never had a problem.
Well, that's perfect then. That's exactly where you want to be.
But what I'm saying is,
I don't know why a lot of people are doing it. I think it is getting slightly expensive now.
But yeah,
for me it is anyway. Especially like
if you go to a pub, particularly like if you want 5 or 6 drinks, it's what 60 quid.
I don't think I could afford to drink in a pub.
70 quid.
And I hate to sound horrible, but I find people that drink in pubs all fucking skint.
Yeah,
and I think, but that's why you're skint. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I just find it mental. Like, look at smoking now. Like, you can't tell me smoking is an acceptable price now.
There's a woman in front of me in Asda's today who bought 3 packets of cigarettes.
It's over a pinky.
47 quid.
Mate, 47
for 3 packs of cigarettes.
That's mate, and you do them in a week.
I don't know, she probably does them in a day. Those old birds, they're fucking on it, ain't they?
£47, mate. Yeah. That's a sleeve, right, like back in the day.
But sometimes I think, like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I think, because I try to be healthy. Like, I'm on a bit of a, I'm not like fucking drinking kale and shit, like, fuck that, but I'm trying to have, like, I've got my holy drink for rehydration. I feel incredible, by the way. 4 or 5 days in a row, holy. And
really?
I've been having 2 litres of water and 4 scoops of holy, so it's like 4 portions a day. I feel incredible. I'm not tired, nothing.
That's decent.
Just, yeah, side note. Try to be a little bit healthy with the lunch I'm eating rather than, like, before we was getting, like, sausage and rolls and bacon rolls. Try not to do that now.
Do you not eat them anymore, like, on your knees?
No, well, I still do that.
Just start smashing off your head a bit?
Still do that. Bananas and all, like...
2 at a time?
Yeah, sometimes hang my head off the bed and just eat that.
Do you eat? I heard you eat Snickers upside down for the bait.
Yeah. Yeah, you eat the bananas for the feel, not the taste, innit?
For the shape.
So yeah, I'm trying to be a bit more healthy, and it's difficult, man, being healthy. And I think sometimes I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking take back up smoking. I fucking love smoking. So I love smoking more than I love vaping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I smoked a cigar last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
I've got 2 packs of cigars in my top.
I don't think my bird was too happy. I just sparked it up in the living room.
Yeah, that's recipe for beating, son. But yeah, sometimes I was walking towards Tesco today. I think it's just because I was hungry, and I was like, "Fuck all this! I just want to get like
box of fags,
a box of fags and a bar of chocolate. Fuck it all off.
I get that.
Quit my job and go work in a fucking office and eat chocolate and shit all day." Poo myself.
But do you know what's mental is like you'd be the same as 80% of people.
Yeah, I know, but that's like that's the mentality though, isn't it? And I think like with this new budget, I know we're getting proper political and it's not what this podcast is about, but the new budget has royally fisted me. I feel like I was watching it and I was like, you hate me, don't you? Oh, you know who I am and you hate me.
The stamp duty.
Yeah, first time buyers are being included up to 300 grand. You can't buy nothing for less than 300 grand.
You can.
Yeah, but what? Fucking a few garages and a 1-bedroom flat.
No, 1-bedroom flat. What? It's like 180 really.
180, 200.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
So 2-bedroom would be 250.
What's a 2-bedroom house in Basildon? 250. No,
probably 350.
Yeah, it's 300, isn't it?
And it's like I could buy, like if I want to buy a 3-bedroom house, right, which isn't going to be huge, so the kids have got their own bedroom, and we've got our own place. It's going to be small. It's going to be pokey. That's 375 grand. 350 if it needs complete renovation. But on top of that, from April, I've got to pay, what is it, 7%?
Yeah.
On top of that?
No.
On the 75 grand, isn't it?
That's secondary.
No, that's first time buyers as well.
What, 7%?
Yeah, but it's only on the 75 grand, isn't it?
Oh yeah, anything over 300, yeah.
But still, that's like, it's nearly another, what, 5 grand-ish, 6 grand?
You see how right, so exactly what you were saying there about the housing is how I feel about alcohol and inflation, running away with inflation. It's just one of them things. It's not working out anymore. Mate, go back to when you was a little kid and your mum and dad worked.
Yeah, but I've not got a good relationship historically with alcohol. Not me personally, just alcohol in my life.
I'm talking about houses. Oh, mate. My mum and dad, my mum worked occasionally and my dad worked, right, when I was a baby.
Yeah.
And we was up perfectly fine in a 3-bedroom house in just on the outskirts of London.
Yeah.
And then moved obviously to Thingy. And now it's just like, in my generation, it's just dive bombed.
But it's like, I was talking to Zoe the other day, I don't know if we'll ever be able to buy a 4-bedroom house.
No, I don't think so.
Like,
mate, what's a 4-bedroom house? Half a bar, mate.
Plus,
it's half a bar minimum.
There's a house at the end of our road, right, which is a converted bungalow. It's not big, right?
It's going to be small if it's
a 4-bed converted bungalow, so the rooms aren't going to be huge.
Over 5.
£600,000. 1-car driveway.
Mate, when you was at school, and if I said to you, you get over £500,000, go and buy a house, yeah, draw me the house, you draw a fucking castle.
Yeah, my mum and dad's house cost them £160,000.
It's unbelievable, mate.
That was like 20 years ago. It weren't even that long ago.
Mate, it's when you have houses that are literally doubling, or like 3xing in like not even long
doubling?
Yeah,
10x. Why are you just a billionaire?
Manipulate time. Yeah, when you've got things like that, I just sit there and I think, like, where's the logic? Like, you see these threads on.
It's not inflation, though, is it, that's doing this, right? And I saw someone make a very good point. And obviously, you can't pinpoint.
It's Israel.
You can't pinpoint it to one thing, right?
What is it?
But it's these people that are building the houses, right? They know there's a need to build more houses. So the people that own the land are saying the land's worth £500,000. £500,000. People with land are going, no, I want 7 million for it. You want to build all the houses. I know how much money you're going to make off the back of these houses. You're going to build 1,000 houses and you're making 200 grand on each one. I'm not giving you my £500,000 land for £500,000. You can have it for 7 million, otherwise I'll keep hold of it. So they pay the 7 million, which means the houses, when they build them, need to be more expensive. So when the houses get built and the 3 beds are $395 new build, that brings the value of all the other 3 beds in the surrounding area up a little bit, and that keeps happening.
You reckon?
That makes sense to me.
It does make sense.
Like now, when I read it, I was like, makes complete sense.
Yeah,
and I think that's where the whole propaganda of these new builds being built shit. Like, think about old properties need work all the time on them. But new buildings are no different. It's just because they're new, you expect them to not need any work. But, you know, like the building company that builds them isn't the people building them, it's the builders on site.
I don't know about this. It's interesting because a lot of they're all dead now. Everyone that built them houses is dead. But I'd like to know if there was obviously like a snagging list, etc. But was there the timescales on what was needed? Do you understand?
Well, like my nan's house is up for sale at the moment. She died, right? So they valued that 550. It's not been sold, so it's probably worth in the region of 475 to 525, right? They've not dropped the price yet. But she paid, I think, 2,500 quid for that.
Mate,
70 odd years ago. You're looking at that, annoying you?
Yeah, the bug.
Yeah.
Mate, what, £2,500?
£2,500, but that's a 3-bedroom detached house with a detached garage. How much did that house cost to build? in labour, bricks.
Probably 2,400. Nicked £100.
Or whatever.
That's probably a lot of money
like,
back then, yeah.
It was a lot of money back then, but my point is the margins on it were probably much slimmer.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, when you get a mortgage, you get a, what's it called? You'll know what it's called. They give you the price to rebuild it.
Oh, like a redemption.
Whatever it's called, yeah. So you get a price that basically the surveyor goes, if it was to be knocked down and rebuilt in its current condition, it'd cost you this much money. That's normally about half the price of the value of the property. So now they're building a house for 200 grand and they're selling it for 500. And when you're building on a scale, like on those, new build estates, it probably works out a lot cheaper because they'll buy 20 million bricks and pay,
I googled it.
half a penny a brick or whatever.
Oh, I wish I remembered it, but I can't remember it. Oh no, I forgot it. I think it's something it's either between 60 or 80% of all the houses in the UK were built in the Victorian era.
Really, that much?
An awful lot.
When was the Victorian era?
When Queen Victoria was reigning. So
thanks. Yeah, no, what fucking year?
Probably like 1850 to 1908, something like that.
See, I would have.
I would ripped apart in the comment section
guessed
on
that. It was pre World War II, though, isn't it?
World War II was pre World War I.
I would have thought the majority of the houses were built after World War II.
Yeah.
Because that's where all like the terraced houses got knocked up after World War II.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I would have thought that would have been when the majority of the houses were built.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't really. Yeah, it is interesting.
I know we haven't got the size and surface area of America, but sometimes I just wish there was less properties and more land.
I just think there should be less people.
Yeah, well, there would be less people if there was less properties. Think about it. If there's nowhere for them to go,
no, they're still going to breed, aren't they?
No, because I'm sure something like 45% of the UK populations are migrants.
Really?
So it's something huge. It's a lot.
That's an awful lot.
They weren't born in the UK.
That seems like an awful lot.
It is a lot.
That's what. So you're telling me one in two people weren't born here. I can imagine it. London, especially.
Yeah, London, Birmingham, Preston, Leeds.
Yeah. Oh, mate, Preston, fucking hell, he got a shout out.
Yeah.
I know Preston in years. Yeah, probably. But yeah, I think it's ultimately
there's not really any. Not that I'm not racist whatsoever.
Oh, here we go. That's the door open. Here we go.
No, but what I'm saying is, and I'm all for migration and stuff. It don't bother me whatsoever. But you can't go anywhere that's like white British anymore. Like solely. It's a very diverse country.
No, it is.
Maybe Cornwall might be.
Yeah, it is.
Majority white British.
I think
where all the farmers live.
I think though it's interesting. I'm not going to go in that. I'm not going to go in it. I'm not going to entertain it.
No, it's just interesting that if there wasn't the amount of houses, despite the NHS and all that stuff, if there wasn't the space for people to come, they wouldn't come. But we're not going to go to Alaska, despite whether there's free healthcare and fucking free food, because there's no fucking houses there. It's just ice.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, ish.
It don't matter what you put there. People won't go.
Yes, they will. You've got it well twisted. But these people are leaving like countries with nothing in it. Third world countries.
Did you not see that photo? Again, I don't want to get too political on it. Did you not see that photo of all the people getting off the boat, and they all had cigarettes and smartphones in their hands?
Yeah.
And it was something like, all your women and children have been killed or lost, but you didn't lose your iPhone and your fags.
Yeah.
Do you not find that a bit wild? They're leaving war zones, but they've got their iPhones and their cigarettes.
Yeah, because they've got it all wrong, I think. I think it's all completely wrong, right? But answer me this, right?
I don't believe half the shit.
What's a cheap flight? How much is a cheap flight to somewhere in...
We could fly to Amsterdam for like 40 quid.
Okay, so what about a cheap flight to more like Turkey direction? How much could you fly?
400 quid maybe.
All right, so let's bring it back then, Amsterdam or like Romania or somewhere along them lines. I don't understand, mind you, I suppose a flight to there. If you can get to Spain, you can fly to the UK for like 30 quid.
Yeah.
I don't understand how, if you've got something to, I don't understand, sorry, if you're totally want to flee your country and come here, I don't understand why you don't just spend 40 quid on a flight.
They ain't got passports, bro.
Yeah, but why how? Why not?
Because they've all, they ain't got nothing.
What do you mean they ain't got nothing? Their country offers them passports, no?
No, they don't. They leave the country illegally. They're illegal immigrants.
Why?
I don't know why, because the papers and the media outlet, I'm not conspiracy theorist. I listened to a Tommy Robson.
Oh, there you go.
No. I listened to a Tommy Robson podcast with
when you get the tattoo
with the Scottish fella. I can't remember what he's called. And
Scottish fella, it could be anyone.
I've got quite an open mind, but he said a lot of stuff, and I haven't looked into anything more than this podcast. But he said a lot of stuff, and he claimed to have proof about these things that had happened. And it was like the media says one thing, but he'll then go and investigate it. And he's like, I've turned up and it's just not, what they've said is just not what happened. Like, it's just not. So there was, I'll let people watch it themselves. But basically, it just made me think, like, you can't believe anything you hear on the news.
Yeah, but no, totally. I don't believe anything I listen to on the news. But going back to your thing about people, if their houses ain't there, they won't come. Of course they will, because what's here is a lot better than what's there.
Yeah, but that's because there's stuff here for them.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But if there was nothing here for them, if we didn't give aid to immigrants, or there was no houses for them to live in, they're not going to come here and live on the street.
No, totally. No, I get that entirely. But then also they've got
to go somewhere.
It's the whole human rights thing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying don't help them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if there was no help for them, they wouldn't come here. They'd go somewhere else.
Yeah, totally.
Like they've come here because we've offered them help. That's the reason they're like, they want to come. Like, I think the UK is a shithole. I don't know why anyone would want to come here. But it's obviously better than where they've left.
Fuck it, mate, is it? I think this place is rough.
Well,
it's getting
better than getting bombed, I think, probably.
Unless it's a civil war, how much bombing's going on? Because really, there's only a couple of conflicts going on at the time.
Well, that's it. I don't know.
Do you see what I mean?
And
another thing as well is how many peaceful countries have you passed through before you got to the UK?
Well,
you could have stopped anywhere.
This is the argument, isn't it? It's like
Anyway, before we all get cancelled.
Yeah. I might have to delete this episode. To start next episode with our...
Do you know what I think though?
With our fucking Pride of Britain flag.
Whenever you see them videos of them getting off the boat, there's not one water-fed pole.
No, innit?
Where's the window cleaners out of the lawyer? There's not one squeegee.
They've all got their fags and iPhones. I just saw that photo and I thought, just made you think, didn't it?
Mate,
makes you think.
It's a horror. I try not to watch it because it is nothing but bad news, mate.
No, and Facebook's, I tell the worst for reading my news on Facebook, and I think half of that's not real either.
I don't believe any of it.
But it's fucked, isn't it? Like all this horrible stuff's going on in the world. I'm sure there's genuinely horrible stuff going on in the world, and we're sitting there going, we don't know what's real. Because we've been fed so much bullshit, and it's like, is that real?
Have you seen the Ukraine and Russia? Have you seen when like a bomb goes off and they both blame each other?
It's probably someone else.
No, but have you ever seen that? And it's like, I don't know. It would be like a tanker blew up. Ukraine blamed Russia, and Russia said that it's Ukrainian friendly fire. And you sit there and you think like,
they don't know what's going on.
How childish is this conflict though, lads? It's like we've got literally people dying, and you're all going, no, he done it. And I just think, fucking mate, this is mental to watch.
Imagine we got roped into going to war.
It never happened. Our budgets are fucking colossal, mate. NATO is absolutely
no, but like if we had a leader and was like Putin, and he just decided he didn't like Spain.
Yeah.
He was like, we're gonna fucking, you're all getting called up, and we're gonna go fucking kill the Spaniards.
Like a conscription.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna kill all the Spaniards.
Yeah.
And we don't want to do it, but like...
We finally claim Benidorm as our own.
The alternative is you go to prison for fucking abandonment or wherever it is. Like, and that's what's happening with Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah. Yeah, because their countries are at war.
Yeah, but like, it's not their war. Why is the country at war, man? Like, because two people don't like each other. And they've gone, instead of going, let's just sort it out. Like,
there is a lot more to it than that. There is, it's something to do with the lands and the previous lands, and USSR gave Ukraine back to Ukraine or something along them lines, but then there's still Russians living inside of Ukraine that claim their Russian citizenship, etc. And they're all calling each other Nazis, and I don't quite understand all of that malarkey.
I just don't get it, man.
I just don't. I mean, it's good to read and obviously educate yourself, but at the same time,
you don't know what you read is real or not.
Well, this is it. It's totally. So anyway,
yeah, that wraps up today's episode of War.
War and peace. War and window cleaning.
Today's episode of what's going on in the world, and absolutely nothing to do with cleaning.
Screams and squeegees.
Just before we wrap up, I thought we'd just comment on what Lewis, I think Lewis from Pristine Clean, I'm sure it was him that told me, about accountants, because the end of the tax year is coming. And you do your own, didn't you? Well, you've got an accountant.
I've got an accountant, yeah.
You're like on the self-employed side. I'm on the limited side. And I see a lot of people asking the questions of, should I be limited? Should I be self-employed? What are the pros? What are the cons? Just to caveat, we're not accountants. But the general rule of thumb is if you're going to be taking home more than £50,000 personally, you're better off going limited. Would you agree?
Who told you that? Oh, is that your take on it?
Well, yeah.
I would say, yeah, that's good, because I think sole trade is good, exactly that, up to that amount. Anything over that, you need to really start trying to get that tax bill down. And also the business will grow and costs will incur in for you to get to that position.
I think as a limited company, you can pay yourself 60 grand a year and you pay about 6 grand in tax.
There you go. You've heard it
if
here
first. If you do 12.5 grand PAYE and then the rest in dividends.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. Anything less than that.
But obviously you need to look if you're going to be borrowing for a mortgage and things like that, because they'll stack against you. I don't know how it works with dividends as opposed to your...
Yeah, dividends goes down as earnings.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're going to go limited, the same with self-employed, you need trading history behind you. But if you've been self-employed for 4 years and then you decide to go limited, you can still get a mortgage. You just need to get the mortgage lender to look into your books and say, look, the reason why I've only got 1 year of accounts as a limited company is because I was trading for 3 years, self-employed. Here's the history. The money's stayed very similar or gone up. They will lend. But yeah, that's what I just touched on that before we go.
Are we wrapping up?
I think we should before we get ourselves in more trouble.
We're not in trouble at all. Anyway, listen everyone, thank you for watching another episode of the Uncleanables Podcast. Make sure you let us know how many customers you've added this week.
Like, subscribe, leave us a comment, leave us a review.
Yeah, leave us a review.
We've not asked for a review in a while, have we? And share the podcast with one person in the cleaning industry.
Please.
Please.
And remember,
stay cleaning.